In just 2 days, Donald Trump has blamed Ukraine for Russia's invasion in 2022, called President Zelenskyy a dictator without elections, and even said Zelenskyy will have no country left if he doesn't move fast. Trump has said Zelenskyy has done a terrible job of governing Ukraine and not getting out of a war for 3 years, and then expecting a seat at the negotiating table. It's a dramatic reversal of a US president's position on Ukraine in just 3 years of facing an invasion from Russia and fighting to hold on to its territory. Zelenskyy wasn't invited to the meeting held in Saudi Arabia between the US and Russia to discuss the way forward in Ukraine, and Zelenskyy's reaction to being left out seems to have upset Trump even more.
Europe has failed to bring peace, and Zelenskyy probably maybe he wants to keep the gravy train going. I don't know what's the problem, but he hasn't been able. He's very upset that he wasn't invited. He could have come if he wanted to, but that he wasn't invited to Saudi Arabia. But he's been working for 3 years. There's never been even meetings or phone calls to stop this war. It's a horrible thing.
In response to Trump's many claims, Zelenskyy said Trump is living in a disinformation bubble. Trump has blurted some more falsehoods about Ukraine. Let's look at a few of those as the US-Ukraine relationship finds itself in a crisis. Trump has claimed that Zelenskyy's approval ratings are at an abysmal 4%. A February poll done by the Kyiv Institute of Sociology found that 57% of Ukrainians trusted Zelenskyy. Trump's own ratings have slipped from the time he took office. Trump has claimed that Zelenskyy was asleep when the US Treasury Secretary went to Kyiv. Trump said Zelenskyy didn't meet with Steve Bessent. But here's the video footage from that same meeting. Trump also claimed that Zelenskyy reneged on a promise he had made to the US on its minerals. Again, Zelenskyy hasn't backed out of a deal. He didn't agree to it because he felt it didn't have enough security guarantees for Ukraine. The falsehoods are being debunked by Ukraine. But with the US speaking in an entirely different voice about Russia and Ukraine, Ukraine has more to lose. And America isn't giving Kyiv even an inch, saying the US has invested far too much in Ukraine and will no longer be satisfied to just watch from the sidelines now. The new administration in America wants Zelenskyy to show some gratitude for everything the US has done for Kyiv.
His frustration with President Zelenskyy that you've heard is multifold. One, there needs to be a deep appreciation for what the American people, what the American taxpayer, what President Trump did in his first term, and what we've done since. So some of the rhetoric coming out of Kyiv, frankly, and insults to President Trump were unacceptable. Look, President Trump is obviously very frustrated right now with President Zelenskyy. The fact that he hasn't come to the table, that he hasn't been willing to take this opportunity that we have offered. I think he eventually will get to that point, and I hope so very quickly.
Zelenskyy met with the US envoy to Ukraine, but the scheduled press conference after that was cancelled. And though Zelenskyy said the meeting with Keith Kellogg restored hope, the last few days have only signaled a widening rift between Washington and Kyiv. For more such videos, keep watching SNG News. Make sure you like our videos and also share them so that more and more people find out about our channel and also subscribe to it.